My name is Mark, and in today's video I'll be showing you how I made this custom duct tape mannequin to display my Mandalorian armor. This was made using a couple rolls of duct tape and a couple old t-shirts to make a mannequin that perfectly fits my size and proportions. This is great for displaying the armor, and it's also great for making patterns, which I can use to make additional pieces of garments to fit it perfectly. This video will show the process I used to make the mannequin, as well as the process I used to make templates off of the mannequin to make new pieces of garments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned to the end. Thanks. The process of making the mannequin requires two people, so make sure you have somebody there to help you by wrapping you in duct tape.
And make sure you are wearing two shirts that you don't care about, because they will have to be cut off later.
Get him straight up the middle, get in between.
The next step is to close up the seam you created when you cut the shirt off. Make sure you put alignment marks on the shirt before you cut it. This will make this process way easier and make sure everything lines up perfectly. Once you've closed the seam, make sure you add a couple of horizontal pieces to reinforce the seam. After the main body seam is closed up, it's time to close up the sleeves and neck hole. Make sure you don't deform or shrink them by adding too little or too much duct tape. Using the chop saw, I cut a piece of 2x4 to be the backbone of the mannequin. This would allow me to dress it with armor without it crumpling or collapsing. Then, over on the scroll saw, I cut a piece of MDF to roughly fit my hip dimensions. This would connect to the 2x4 and allow the mannequin to stand upright. The backbone was then attached to the duct tape using staples. Once the backbone was in place, it was time to start stuffing the mannequin. I stuffed it with old pieces of clothing and was able to repurpose a lot of stuff that I was not going to ever wear again. Once it was fully stuffed, it was time to attach the bottom to the backbone and then close the bottom up with more duct tape. Once the bottom was sealed, the mannequin was done and it was time to test fit some of my clothing on it.
Now that I have the mannequin fully assembled, I decided I wanted to make a custom cummerbund, which is this piece right here. I didn't know how to draw a pattern up, so I used saran wrap and a little more duct tape to make it. So here's the process of doing that.
I started by wrapping the mannequin in duct tape with all of the layers that would be underneath already on the mannequin. This would act as a barrier between the duct tape and the clothing so as to not stick or rip. Once I was happy with the amount of duct tape, I then started tracing on the middle line and patterning out what I wanted my cummerbund to look like. I only had to sketch one half of the pattern because it would be easy to flip and mirror the pattern. I also wrote in alignment marks and made note of where the seams would be. Once the pattern was removed from the mannequin, I used an X-Acto knife to cut out the duct tape pattern and then transfer it over to poster board. I transferred the pattern over to the fabric, making sure to leave enough seam allowance. Then I just had to sew all the pieces together and see how they fit. These pieces were made using a stretchy fabric so that air could be had, and no zippers or Velcro would be required to put this on.
If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. I have videos posted making every individual piece of this armor, so I hope you check those out, and stay tuned for more videos to come. Thanks.